The youth of this country are unable to attain the social markers of adulthood, such as a secure job, marriage, and a family. Trapped between childhood and adulthood, they are living in a twilight zone, a liminal space that has now become known as waithood. COVID or no COVID, we are on. Hashtag Bacha Shutdown. Nelson Khereng. Good time of the day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bafokeng Rantwa, and this is your favorite show with your favorite host, The Industry with Bafokeng. Yes, it's that time of the week where your baby girl, me, your favorite host, addresses you on so many things, addresses a lot of things. And this week alone, there has been a lot to address, so many hashtags that I will extrapolate as time goes on. But today I would just like to shed some light more on the Bacha Shutdown. That is a march that is going to be led by the Transform Lesotho Initiative. So who is Transform Lesotho Initiative and what do they do? So basically these are like a group, this is a group of people, the youth that has put themselves together since 2018, and they decided, you know what, we are not exactly being heard or included as the youth of the country in Lesotho. So now, you know what, we are going to fight for the rights of the youth, right? So it's basically people who are the youth who are trying to better the country by starting with the youth, because at the end of the day, the youth consist of people who are going to be the future leaders and followers of the country. So why is hashtag Bacha Shutdown so important? What is Bacha Shutdown? So basically, Bacha Shutdown is basically a march where the youth comes together in Lesotho, led by the Transform Lesotho Initiative, and then they march, and then they basically have like petitions or like a list of agendas where that need to be submitted to the government, be it about anything that is affecting the youth in the country or just about anything, basically, right? So now the first march, if you guys remember, it was in 2019, last year around June, when NMDS and the government in general, they were like, we're not going to fund some people's degrees because they are useless. So basically, if you were studying a certain course that the country, that the government felt was not contributing to the country as a whole or the world, I mean, yeah, then they were not going to sponsor you. And then they went to go fight, and they did a very, very good job. And guess what? People are actually getting funded. So they were, they addressed the situation, and they were basically, they addressed the situation, right? And degrees of people that were supposedly useless were saved. So, yeah. But now, it's 2020. So many things have happened during the past months. Like anything that happens in 2020 these days, like we're not shocked as we would in any other year. But now the Bacha Shutdown people, they're like, no, we are not going to allow you to basically degrade our name as the youth. We are not going to allow you to do what you are doing to us. And this is why we are marching. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to address the hashtag Bacha Shutdown March, which is going to be taking place on the 6th of November. Yes, so further details will be discussed or will be given to you next week during an interview on here by the Industry with Bafokeng, but on Facebook Live. So let's just dive right into it, right? So, on the list of things that they want to do, why are we marching? This is them on their poster. Why are we marching, right? Unemployment. They need to declare unemployment as a national crisis, and a call to end the normalized nepotism in government for the advancement of the right to equal job opportunities. Right. So, so during an interview that was held on Lesotho, on Radio Lesotho on the 20th of October, they pointed out that the government does not allow the private sector to flourish, so to help provide jobs. With the intense increase of unemployment in Lesotho, it makes so much sense. It's so sad that, like, especially the nepotism part of it, right? Nepotism does not necessarily mean your family members, but like it's mostly family members in the workplace, like the hiring thereof, right? So now what they want to address is, do not say people must go apply for jobs that already have candidates to fill. You understand? So I don't know if anybody has seen this, but then there was a video and a picture circulating around the socials, where Basotho, the youth, was going to apply for jobs at Home Affairs. And it was very sad because now you find that, like, they say there are 200 jobs, and then you get 800 people applying for those 200 jobs. We are still going to sit with 600 people without jobs. Without even that, even those 200 people that might get the jobs, they might not even all get the jobs. Probably 10% of those people, or rather, let's just give them the benefit of the doubt, 30% of those people might just get the jobs because those jobs already have their owners. Sometimes you find that, like, we really let these things slide. As long as you have a connection, you know that, like, you're going to get a job. Tell me I'm lying. I'll wait. Exactly. So now my chat is, it's a thing of, okay, like, having to say people must go apply for jobs. I don't know. I think it's a standard procedure thing, an admin thing. I don't know. Like, just to, like, a statistics thing. Like, I don't understand, because if you know there are 200 jobs, like, just be like, we're looking for 123 doing 123. Do not give people jobs without saying, yo, you know what I'm saying? To stop giving people jobs, and then you're going to give other people hope they're going to have the jobs at the end of the day. Moving right along, they also pointed out that, like, financial institutions are not in favor of the youth, especially those who want to start businesses. And this means that, like, there's the access to credit facilities like banks and stuff, in order for you to decide that you want to start a business, right? As a person who just came back from school and everything, it's a thing of now. You can't, because now they'll be like, okay, but you haven't had a job before and whatever. So it's a thing of, we have so much land in the country, we have so many things that we can do, and we just need money. The problem here is money. Honestly, it's not even unemployment anymore. You can create your own employment, but now the problem comes in where you need capital. And that is why we're still sitting with people that need jobs, so that they can get capital and fund their own projects, so to ensure, or like to try and give other people jobs. So, for example, let's say the government decided, okay, the youth that has done agriculture, especially by the school there, the agricultural school by Timon, right? Let's say they take those people. They're like, okay, children, what do you guys want to do? Oh, sir, we want to farm. Okay, what are you gonna farm? Oh, I will do sheep, right? I will have like sheep. I will do cattle. I will do chickens. Away. Then they'll be like, okay, so we're going to fund you guys with this much money and everything. And then you guys must make sure that these businesses run. Otherwise, you're going to have a debt with the government. Nobody wants to have a debt with the government. So I really, truly, honestly believe that, like, if they actually make resources available, credit facilities available to people that want to start businesses, especially the youth and like people who with expertise, like, they must just give people money so that they can fund. And honestly, the point I'm trying to make here is we cannot be sitting on unemployment with knowing very well that the government truly has money. We all know that the government has money, but like, you only see this money when it suits them. You understand? So now the government, we all know that the government has money. Instead of going to buy speakers that are going to tell people that there's corona, we know it's in the air. We know. We have TVs, we have radios, we have people that tell us these things. We know we're wearing masks. We don't need you to go around and be like, oh, there's corona, stay at home. Oh, sanitize. Oh, wear a mask. Oh. We don't. What we need is, listen, there's a project that I want to do, and it's in farming, and then this is my business plan and everything, my business proposal. The Ministry of Agriculture must help. Like, somebody must do something in the country if they don't want to be sitting down with such a high rate of unemployment amongst the youth, and also having so many marches that are going to be addressing the same thing. Stop. Like, honestly speaking, you understand? So it's a thing of like, they don't really take us seriously as the youth. And I really think the fact that like they think, oh, we're the leaders, we basically control the public accounts. That's what gives them the power. Because yeah, like, I mean, if you have the power to say no and fund your own stuff, who are you to come tell me anything? You understand? But now what they also don't realize is that this results in the increased, not, increased crime rates, and mainly theft. You understand? And unfortunately, in Lesotho, people steal, and then after they steal and get what they want, they feel the need that they need to rape people, right? So now that's a bit of a situation, and which brings me to my second point, which is on their itinerary as well. GBV, protect women and children against acts of GBV by tabling the bill against GBV in Parliament. So basically, they did say in their interview that happened on Radio Lesotho that GBV has been made a thing of just the month of August. You understand? Because it's Women's Month, and I really feel like I agree with them. Totally. I agree with them, because I feel like most of the time, the only time people make a noise about appreciating women, about how they're not going to hurt women, is during August. Anytime before and after that, it's like nothing happened. You understand? We'll stand there and protest and everything, and it just gets bad. And they also did address the fact that like popularity privilege is a thing. We all know this. You understand? We all know this. Pretty privilege, popularity privilege, we all know this. Here, this is what I mean. Let's say now two people, Dineo and Palisa, get raped, right? At the same time and everything. Palisa is not popular in the society that we live in. She's not known by anyone. But Palisa, and is it Dineo? Yes, Dineo is popular, right? Right. When Vanessa goes on Facebook and she has a whole thread, yo, I was raped, this is what happened, ha 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 ha. Chances are people are gonna tell what attention, eh? Chances are people are gonna be like, you're lying, what were you wearing? Were you drunk? Were you? But if we take it to Dineo's side, if we shift the focus to Dineo who is known by people, Dineo who is liked by people, Dineo, hashtag influencer Dineo, hey. It's like, oh my gosh. And that is also not okay, because then we are putting people in general, this is everyone's fault. We are putting people in a space where like they are unable to come forward about their experiences, where people are unable to speak out, because they know that like nobody is going to listen unless I do 1, 2, and 3. Nobody's going to listen to me unless I'm an influencer and everybody follows me on Twitter, on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. What I'm trying to say is, it's very, very sad, but then also the Transform Lesotho Initiative is very, very smart. They really feel like we should have response clinics, which is a very great point in that respect, because then, and also those response clinics, can I just say that like it would be very, very helpful to victims of like gender-based violence, right? But now they would be good only if the people at the response clinics actually respond. It's one thing to have all these facilities, but another thing to actually have the facilities work effectively. You understand? I mean, the main objective of a response facility is to do what? To allow people to get there, be free, and speak about their experiences, and then help them through the trauma and try as much as possible to get their rapist. But now we get people that are going to be like, what were you wearing? What does it matter? I was wearing a diaper. What does it matter? I was wearing pajamas. Does it matter? I was wearing sweatpants. Does it matter? It doesn't. I was wearing a miniskirt. It doesn't matter. Had you just decided, no, I am not going to rape this person, we wouldn't be in this position. That's all I'm saying. What I'm trying to point out, what I'm trying to point out here is that the protection of women and children against the acts of GBV by tabling the bill against the GBV in Parliament is very, very important. And I truly feel like some energy should be directed to things that actually matter. And the Transform Lesotho Initiative has actually done that for us. They legit tabled so many things. Guys, we don't need speakers to tell people that, yo, there's corona outside. Corona, it's something that we know now. It's here. We get it. Sanitize, wear a mask. We get it. Stop making it look like a focus when you are actually ignoring the actual problems. By the actual problems, I mean unemployment. So many things can be done with the money that the government is wasting. You can't be spending 10 million rand in a month on food alone. And then you expect us to just chill and be like, oh, okay. Meanwhile, there are people getting raped, people getting killed, and so forth. And then you have the youth standing up. And then guess what's going to happen? What's going to happen is that at the end of the day, we might get killed for marching for our rights. Our rights. Might get killed, or we might get arrested, and all of those things, which doesn't make sense because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You said you're going to be serving, but then you're not serving. Anyway, this now comes down to also funding the education of the people so that, we're not unemployed, right? And then that is to say NMDS. For those of you who don't know who NMDS is, if you are in South Africa, it is basically the NSFAS of Lesotho. People in Lesotho, it's manpower, right? Sure. And if we are not in any of these countries, these are basically like institutions that are set by the government, that are put in place by the government. They're supposed to be somewhat independent, semi-independent from the government in funding. They fund students. They fund specific degrees, right? So now the Transform Lesotho Initiative, they say we call for the reform of NMDS such as it's effective and efficient for both. The reform of NMDS such as that it's effective and efficient for both taxpayers and students. Sorry, I really apologize for that. So basically what they mean is that they're going to propose that NMDS funds students post degrees, right? So basically they want to say, after you get your degree, should you want to go and so what happens? Okay, what happens is after you study, after you obtain your degree, you need to pay NMDS a certain amount, or a certain amount back, because it's basically a loan. You need to pay it a certain amount back, and before you can apply for another funding situation. But now it's a problem because now we're sitting with degrees at home, you graduate, but then you don't have a job. How exactly are you supposed to pay back NMDS? You understand? And sometimes I know for a fact that like there are some degrees that require you to actually get an honest degree in order for you to actually get a job. One of them being my degree. Like you just major in something, okay? Just major in something before you are like, I am going to go get a job. No, you can't just, there's just some degrees where it's a general degree and then you have to branch into something so that you can actually get like a specific job. You understand? So now if we're sitting with degrees that we can't exactly like further unless we get a job somehow, how are we going to pay back the immediate refunds? Like, how are we going to do immediate refunds? So basically what the Transform Lesotho Initiative wants to do or wants to propose is that everyone that has a degree, should they want to proceed, because not all degrees need you to work in order for you to actually, be able to get a job. Like, they don't need you to further the degree in order for you to actually get a job. There are some degrees like accounting sciences where you can just, from here on, you go do your articles, from there on you get a job. You understand? But there's some undergrad degrees that require you to just major in something so that you have an actual job. You understand? So now what they are proposing is that NMDS must fund people, right? As it provided that it must fund postgraduates, provided that as soon as you do your degree, as soon as you're done with your degree, you go forth and actually do your masters, be it your honors, be it your, exactly, so that those people can now come back post getting that knowledge. They can come create industries in that field. That way, the industries and the corporate industry in general is actually expanded. It's a great idea. I mean, think about it. If right now I go and study something like what can I let me say statistics, right? And then statistics requires me to actually have a master's in order for, like, not like a master's per se, or yes, a master's to start my own firm of statisticians. I think that's the right word. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make here is, it's basically like, if we are going to fund you as NMDS for you to go get your master's or your honors, you were going to do this under the condition that you're going to come back. You don't have to work for anybody else. You can open your own industry going on here and, create jobs for people. That way everybody wins, guys. Like, that's my chat. Like, there are so many things that can be done in the country. There's so many things that we can direct our energy into instead of stuff that doesn't even make sense. Like, banning alcohol on certain days is really not making sense, because, like, so what if people are not drinking? They're still unemployed. And truly, at the end of the day, what are they going to do? They're going to go steal that alcohol. So rather, let's just save the whole country and just, like, there's so many things that the country can do, the government can do, NMDS can do. Like, just fund people, man. Just fund the people. Honestly, because I don't understand, hey? Like, truly, I don't understand. How does it make sense? I always said also, I'm like, how does it make sense that, like, I'm supposed to pay back my loan after my degree? I don't have any job experience. I don't have any money. Where am I going to get the money? Now I must be in debt. And the problem with the government also, or NMDS in general, is that they'll be like, no, we'll call you when there's a job. And they never called. I'm telling you about a person that, like, has been waiting for a good 30 years. For a good 30 years, 20 years. And they're still waiting for a call from NMDS to go work so that they can pay back their loan today. But then that person went out of his way to actually go get a job. And sometimes you find that, like, it's very hard, guys. I'm not going to say it's easy getting a job, but sometimes also we need to stand up and actually do something. At the end of the day, dude, like, we need to do something, Which now brings me to our last point on the agenda of the Transform Lesotho Initiative, the youth policy. We demand inclusion by way of implementation and of the national youth policy. So basically, what I truly believe this means is that, like, the youth policy is about the conduct or the effects of, like, any decisions that are made by the government that affect the youth. So basically, when the government is like, we're not going to fund you guys because your degrees are useless, that affects you as a person. Because what if I just wanted to do hospitality and then have a hotel, and then after that give people jobs? Just what if, hey? What if I think education was also one of the degrees where they were like, no, you're gonna teach children coming after, the next generation needs to be taught something about something. You understand? So now, when all of that is gone, so we're gonna sit with people who are uneducated, unemployed, and what? Like, we're gonna have, like, a crime country. We're gonna rename our country from Lesotho to, like, the crime country once. Like, because I mean, that's what they're trying to do. But anyway, that is not the point, right? So now, the Transform Lesotho Initiative wants to demand inclusion by way of the implementation of the national youth policy. So it's basically like, listen, government, if you're going to do 1, 2, and 3, we need to also know what you're doing so that we can decide, yes, the youth, are you guys okay with the fact that 1, 2, and 3? Because these are the consequences and stuff. Because I really just feel like sometimes the government just does things and then they think everybody else must just go. We must just go with it. Like, no, we can't just go with the flow, because the flow is not flowing with the waters. You know what I'm saying? It's not flowing with the waters. You cover the point. Which now brings me to the end of my show, because, wow. Now, in conclusion, all I just want to say is, I truly, honestly believe that we deserve better as the youth of Lesotho. It hurts my feelings also that I cannot attend the march. You understand? Because there's a lot that goes into the march. It's not even about, oh, Sifuni clout, we want attention. No. It goes with the fact that, like, we need to be respected. We need to be treated with dignity. You understand? Because at the end of the day, these people are going to retire, and then this mess that they want to create, this ruining of our future, which they clearly are out to do, it's going to be in our hands. And by the time we wake up, or by the time we need to do damage control, there will be nothing to control. The damage will not be able, like, it will be a write-off. Our future will basically be a write-off. And guess what's going to happen? We're going to put ourselves in debt with other countries, and then other countries are going to buy our country. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, there are people that are willing to sell the country to, like, the Chinese or, like, America or whatever. You understand? And also the fact that, like, there's so many things that, like, Lesotho can do. There's so many things that the government can do to help these situations to go forward. Because we can say, as the youth, we want to do 1, 2, and 3. But then if the law does not allow us to do these things, then it's quite pointless. Also, another thing, regardless of whether or not the government has to help you, the youth, can you guys just listen to me? Just please listen to me. Just because you have a degree, it does not mean that your degree is going to get you a job also. Now when you go study, yes, study what you love, sharp, fair. But now, remember that school is not really a guarantee that you're going to get a job. There's so many people that didn't go to school and they have money, and we look up to those people because it's like, it's possible to do something. You understand? Also, we need to remember that we need to put our pride aside. Sometimes the job that you want is not the job that you're going to get at that moment in time. You need to work your way up. Yes, the government is chowing your money. Yes, the government is not giving us proper allowances. Yes. The cost of living is difficult. It's expensive. It's high. It's everything. But what are you doing about it? Are you just going to sit there and just be like, well, the government will take care of it? No. We need to also lose that mentality. We'll only attack or go to the government when we're like, okay, enough is enough. We told you what we want. We told you that we want to do farming. Fund us. If we say we want to do farming, do not charge us so much money, because then, like, we're going to end up with no money, and then that means not having everything going the way it's supposed to be going. The point I'm trying to make here is that just don't rely heavily on the government to make things happen for you, because all these years that I've been able to actually see how the government works, it will never work unless you have a connection. It will never work. It will never work. How many times have you gone to the High Commission and then you actually had to sit there for like 5-6 hours there, and then, like, just to get, like, your papers? Like, how many times do you sit in queues and then you're like, Yazi, Mamang has a connection. If I had that connection, I would have been done in like 30 minutes. You understand? So just because you don't have a connection and everything doesn't mean you need to give up also. Just keep it moving, and just honestly, truly, like, guys, don't depend on the government, man. The government is trash. Like, don't depend on it too much. Yes, you can depend on it for some things, like from funding your proposals and whatever, but just don't depend on it. Like, truly. With that being said, the march the Bacha shutdown march. We're still gonna get like more information on that next week on our interview here on the Industry with Bafokeng with the spokesperson Nelson Khereng and his colleagues. It's on the 6th of November, and they're gonna go the same way they did with the whole unemployment situation. The only thing is that they're only gonna go to the King's Way. So if you are in Lesotho and you're very, very tired and you truly, truly support this, please go and please represent. Can somebody please go represent me? Also, with the closing quote, the struggle is more than anything about the youth of Lesotho uniting, speaking in one voice and claiming their right to have their dignity respected and protected. With that being said, good time of the day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bafokeng Rantwa, and this is your favorite show with your favorite host, The Industry with Bafokeng. Go protest, guys. Go join the Bacha shutdown. I would really come, but hey. But anyway, bye guys.